welcome to a Friday morning wellness movement break. I'm your instructor, Dwayne, and we're going to do some shoulder movements today that are based in creating some heat and a little bit of flexibility in the shoulder, and it's working towards what I like to think of as fully functional, healthy shoulders, even though all of us out there in the world have a variety of kinds of shoulders. Let me show you what we're going to try to do, and then we're all going to try to do it. So the goal is to take one arm and simply reach above our head, okay? And then bring it back down all the way, and then repeat. That's basically it, like we're practicing in a change of light bulb this afternoon. What our goal is, when we get to the top, is to not bend backwards, but rather keep our tummy nice and tight, keep our head where it's supposed to be, so not reaching forwards, and maybe, just maybe, if we're lucky enough, the arm is behind the ear. But the arm ends up wherever it ends up. So if this is as far back as your arm can go, then that's as far back as it can go. That's you. And all you're going to do is, instead of using a weight in your hand, use all the marvelous resistance that most of us already have embedded in our shoulders from, this. And we're going to use that to exercise against. Okay? So let's take the right arm. And then if you have difficulty reaching above your head with your arm, well, then for you, this might be a reach forwards or a reach slightly up, okay? All right, here we go. We're going to spend about a minute here just gently reaching up, and the goal is to go slow when we get to the top and then come down, kind of like you're wringing out a washcloth. When you get to the top, you really reach and feel kind of the armpit opening up, or maybe you almost feel like the resistance in your chest, okay? If your elbow doesn't like straightening all the way, then don't worry about it. Again, there's lots of different kinds of elbows out there. So we're just reaching up nice and slowly, and then bringing it back down. You can practice the breathing. So as you reach up, you're exhaling. As the hand comes down, you inhale, okay? I'm going to shoot for one more on this side, and then we're going to switch. All right, come out of that and relax. So very slow, the tummy is being held here, so the ribs are held down. It's almost like you're about to do a sit-up every time the arm reaches to the top. Awesome, okay, left arm. Same idea. Here we go. Reach up nice and slowly. Hold the tummy tight. Exhale. And then bring the arm back down. If you're comfortable working quite vigorously with this, then feel free to do so. If it feels better to just gently move through this range of motion, that's good. Again, the idea when you get to the top, it's like you're wringing out that washcloth, because that's really what all this connective tissue in your armpit and your shoulder is doing. It's twisted and it's stretching, and it loves it, okay? Check that head to make sure you're not reaching forwards with your face. You're not dipping the chin or reaching up with the chin. All right? And at some point, you might get someone to look at you from the side to see where you are as far as arm position goes. Nice work. I'm going to try for about 2 more here, and then we'll come out of this. Last one. And back down. Perfect. Okay, we'll park that off to the side. Let's take our fingers, intertwine them, get the palms together, get the heels of your hands together, and now we're just going to rotate the hands. So I saw an ad on Netflix yesterday for Karate Kid 3 is coming out pretty soon. And I've also been catching up on Netflix, the Cobra Kai TV series, which is, I guess, the sequel to the Karate Kid stuff. If anybody's familiar with that, the old instructor on that show is called Mr. Miyagi. And I realize I often use the term Miyagi as people have claimed that I've Miyagi'd them, meaning instead of teaching you karate, I taught you how to paint a fence, and therefore you learn how to do karate. So the topic is physical literacy and learning how to use your body the way it's intended. And that's what we're doing with all of the exercises that I ever show you through this, okay? 3, 2, 1, and come out of that. Perfect. All right. Let's just do little arm circles. So little arm circles, okay, with a little bit of speed. So this is kind of like you're sculling in the water and you're trying not to drown. You're treading water. Okay, little circles, pick a direction. I don't care which direction. And you're feeling your armpits squeeze tight. All right, back to Miyagi. So literacy comes in all different forms. It comes in learning how to read and write. You can advance that and maybe learn how to read a research article, maybe learn how to do research, maybe learn how a computer works, maybe learn how to take one apart, so technological literacy. And in that same theme, you've got physical literacy. Let's make these circles go the other way, So physical literacy is something that's really important. How are you supposed to use this body that you were given? As it turns out, we're not born with physical literacy in very many cases. We actually have to learn it. So anyways, that's what we're doing. We're all learning physical literacy. And if I ever show you something and you try to do it and you can't, and it's very confusing, and now you're wondering why you can't do it, that's a good topic for you and I to have a little one-on-one conversation. And then maybe I can show you some stuff to move in the right direction. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Perfect. All right, back to those arm things. So same drill from the beginning. We're just gonna see if it feels a bit different now for us. So start with the same arm you started with, and for about a minute or so, we're just gonna reach up gently as far as possible, holding the ribs down, and then coming back down, okay? All right, we're doing it, here we go. All the way up, exhaling. You might start to really feel that, yeah, the chest and the shoulder has some weird tension. Maybe as you reach to the top, this is as vertical as you can get, and you think to yourself, well, it's impossible to get my arm behind my ear. Well, that's only impossible today. Here's something important to note. If you never manage to get your arm behind your ear, that's completely fine. What we should all do is do things to work towards it, okay? Because that just means we're improving. Heaven forbid you ever have to get a shirt off. Worst case scenario, now you're wearing something tight and it's wet because you fell in the pool. I've seen lots of people in a clinic setting who have a shoulder injury because they just did something with a garment or reaching into the back seat when you're driving your car, and all of a sudden the shoulder goes. Okay, we're doing the last one here. Last one, reaching up. And come out of that and relax. So we often end up doing stuff with our shoulders, like once a year, change a light bulb. Why did that hurt your shoulder? Well, are you doing this every day? No? Well, there you go. That's why. It's not your fault. It's just, maybe you just never knew. Okay, other arm, same thing. Reaching up slowly, squeezing, and then coming back down. And repeating with a lot of intent, really paying attention to moving slowly, okay? If something hurts, don't go quite that far. You don't have to dip into that at all. Stomach is being held tight and your ribs are being pulled down like you're doing a little mini sit-up, okay? So when it comes to physical literacy, apparently it's useful to hold your tummy tight pretty much all the time, right? Especially if you're doing something. Because I've probably given that instruction with every single thing we've ever done. Nice job, everybody. Reaching, squeezing. We got one more to go here. Reach and squeeze. And relax. Perfect. All right. I bet that looked awesome on your end. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit more with the shoulders. So the reaching part ends up, it does activate some of this kind of the side of the neck trapezius stuff, which we typically want to get away from. So what we're going to do now is do some gentle shoulder rolls. So it's basically going to be looking like this, okay? The goal with this is to kind of go halfway up. So not all the way up, but halfway up, and then bring it to the back, and then relax, drop it. Go halfway up, pull to the back, and then just drop and relax. So it's little mini baby contractions followed by full relaxations. And that's how we're going to trick those muscles into becoming relaxed. Perfect. You can totally keep your hands relaxed during this, but they're not part of the exercise. If you found that your fingers were all twisted funny, that's because you're trying too hard. That's okay. Relax those hands. And then as you're doing this for a moment, where's your tongue? Is it pressed to the roof of your mouth unnecessarily? Or is it lying flat and relaxed on the bottom of your mouth? Your tongue doesn't have to go up, it can just lie flat. We're doing 2 more of these roughly. Maybe 1 more. And relax. Perfect. Okay. We're going to try to relax those wrists now completely and just shake the fingers. All right. The shoulders are nice and relaxed. They're down. Okay. This is coming from the elbow and the forearm. And all we're doing is flailing the fingers. Okay. Aside from being fun, the fingers start to tingle a little bit. So sometimes with our lack of overall motion, we don't get blood flow into all the areas that we need. So much of our daily life is, you know, sitting and keyboarding. Something popped up probably on Facebook. There was a fellow, I'm not sure where this was from, maybe the Philippines or maybe Hawaii. Anyways, he appeared as, he looked like an indigenous fellow from where he came from, and he was teaching how to climb a coconut tree and how to pick coconuts. He was a very, very fit looking fellow. Wow, there's not a chance I could do anything of what he was doing. And he was just doing this as a daily experience, climb a coconut tree, and then he'd chuck it. He'd pull all the stuff off the outside with his teeth. So different people can do different things. All right, 3, 2, 1, and relax that. Notice the tingling. Okay, that's new blood flow and neurological activity. Feel that. That's awesome. Okay, last thing. We're going to do 3 arm circles one way and 3 arm circles the other way. And they're going to be as large as possible, but not uncomfortable. So pick a direction, doesn't matter. We're going to go as big as we can, but keep it comfortable. 3 one way, holding the tummy tight the whole way. The elbows are about as straight as they can be, and you're breathing fully and deeply throughout. When you've done 3 one way, we're going to do 3 the other way. All right. Nice job. So thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. There's nothing live going on next week. So no wellness breaks live next week. No anything live next week. All the trainers have the week off, including me and Chris. So this is, again, pull these up when you want from YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah. And I will see you guys the week after.